is everyone doing today? So we finally have the 04 STI pulled back into the garage and the WRX fully works, fully put back together. Just waiting to get tuned later this week. So in the meantime, I do want to jump back onto the 04 STI because I do want to get this car back on the road, so that way we can start focusing on the Blueberoo, the big Blueberoo, the EG Blueberoo, the STI Blueberoo, the 6-cylinder madness. We should be getting our engine back very soon for that car, like a week and a half to 2 weeks is when it'll be back here. So before we get into working on the 04 STI, I want to give a huge shout out to all the companies that have jumped in on the 04 STI. Rallysport Direct, there's my discount code that's still active over there for you guys. It'll save up to 10% off on your order. Some companies it doesn't work on, but for the most part it'll work on most of the things you're ordering. Grimmspeed for sending over all that good stuff. 1552, the most recent to jump on board, has sent up a set of wheels, and we'll get to those here in a little bit in the video, because these work XT7Rs, they are coming off of the car, and these 1552s are going to be going on the car. I think it's going to be a very classic look for the white. I think you guys are actually going to love the look of it. I'll link down to 1552 as well, but we have a lot of awesome stuff. Perrin is sending some stuff up also, so very excited for this car. It's literally going to feel like a brand new, it won't feel like a brand new STI, but for a 20-year-old STI, it's gonna feel as close to brand new as possible. So let me show you what we got in. This is just a fraction of what we've gotten in so far. There's a lot more on the way. And Cobb too. Cobb jumped in again, so huge shout out to Cobb also. So what we're gonna be doing today, before we get into the parts, I'm gonna pull off this old, it's not even old, I'm just gonna pull off this carbon fiber rear diffuser. It looks cool. Personally, it's just not for me. A lot of rocks get kicked up into it, and then I get stuck in the car listening to all these little pebbles and rocks bounce around, and it just gets a little bit annoying for me. So we are gonna be taking this thing off the car. We're gonna be taking this Blitz nurse spec catback off of the car because I do have a Tomei coming for this thing. It's a great sounding catback. I'm a Tomei fanboy now. Look at what you've done to me. You've turned me into a Tomei fanboy. I also have a set of unequal length headers coming for this thing because you guys have requested it for so long. We have a 3-bolt up pipe. We're solid. We're running unequal length on this thing. Like I said, we got some good stuff that has shown up already. So I bought this off eBay, an OEM ABS module for an 04 STI because the one in the car is shot. So I got that on eBay for like 80 bucks. These are discontinued, so you kind of have to only find used ones. We have a nice white line sway bar from our friends over at Rallysport, a set of ID 1300s, some Hawk HPS 5.0 pads. We do have a set of rotors, DBA, on the way from Rallysport also. We have an IAG high pressure power steering line because we are going to be running a aftermarket turbo inlet, and we kind of need this line to be able to make it work. Perrin rear end links. I had a Perrin rear shifter bushing sitting around, so I grabbed that also. Super Pro front roll center adjustment kit. We got some nice Defi gauges back there. That's only one gauge in the controller. We are waiting for the ATI triple gauge pod and the other 2 gauges to show up to run those. So a lot of good stuff already coming in for the car. So I want to start off kind of in the rear end of the car. I would use the quick jacks, but Matt is swapping this 5 EAT into his Legacy. It's a built 5 EAT from Level 10 Automotive. We go to the dyno this week, and he's dynoing the Legacy as I'm dynoing the WRX out there. So we need to get the Legacy ready, so that transmission needs to go into it. So I'm letting Matt use those for the time being. So let's jump down under the car. Let's pull off this rear diffuser. Let's pull out this catback, and then we can start swapping out like sway bars and fun things like that. We got leaky rear axles too, Daddy-o! Now we are. How is it still holding on that side? There we go. Alright, now that this guy's off, let me pull this cat back out, which is extremely dark down there. I do apologize. Interesting. It's not even a full Blitz catback. Like, it says Blitz right here on the side, nurse spec, and then as you come down the catback, it swaps over to an NVIDIA mid-pipe. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just a resonated mid-pipe. I'm guessing the Blitz was unresonated. Interesting. Well, we have a Tomei going on, a full Tomei catback going on this car, which in my eyes will be a little bit better than having this Frankenstein exhaust, which there's nothing wrong with this Frankenstein exhaust. It works fine. I'm going to pull these rear wheels off so that way we can swap out the sway bar that's in here and the bushings and the end links for some new ones, because I have a feeling that this old rear sway bar was what was contributing to some of the squeaking back here. I'm not going to say all of it, but I do think it was a little bit worn to the point where it was squeaking enough to just be annoying as all hell. So sick. I also want to test fit the wheels, the new wheels. So I got the new 1552s on. I actually really like them, and I'm very like weird with wheels, and like whenever I swap out wheels, I get like a weird feeling in me. And I've been sitting here looking at them for like 10 minutes, like gauging how I feel about them. It's different. It's different outside of what I normally do. It's different outside of what I normally buy, but I like it. And they fit like superb. They're 18 by 8.5 plus 35. Dude, fitment is like spot on. It's perfect for Subaru. So these are the Tarmac Evos from 1552. I actually really like these things. There were a couple color options. There was gold, black, and white. I decided to get the gold, iconic like white and gold on Subarus. I feel like it fits pretty well. So for tires, I'll probably get like probably 245 40 18 if we're being honest. I don't need a low profile sidewall on these, and having a 45 sidewall will probably make the ride feel a little bit better. And like I said, dude, fitment is literally spot on with the body. It's literally perfect. Like with these works, they stuck out a little bit past here, so every time I'd hit a big enough bump, it would chooch the tire a little bit. So, I mean, plus it was on Raceland coilovers, so I mean, that says one thing, but sick. I like these. I'll get some tires ordered for these here in the next couple of days, so that way we can get these things mounted up. I don't know if I'm gonna keep those or sell them. I don't really have any 5x100 cars. This car will probably convert over to 5x114 in the future anyways. So let me get that 1552 off of there. Let me get it put back in the box, and let's pop down here and pull off this old rear sway bar and get that new white line one prepped to go on, so that way we can try to end the god-awful squeaking coming from the rear end of this thing. So, new rear sway bar is in with new Perrin end links. Sweet! This thing's gonna feel like a whole new car. So the one that I took off was a 20, I think it was a 22 millimeter sway bar or something. I don't remember, I just measured it. This one is a 24, 26, I don't remember. It looks like a 26 millimeter sway bar. So, white line, 26 millimeter rear sway bar. Our Tome will be coming out right here. That should be getting dropped off in a couple of days. I think that's all I really needed to do on the rear end. I think I am gonna go through here and clean up those death spikes off of the rear aprons of this car from where the diffuser was. Get the rear wheels put back on, get this thing back on the ground. Then we're gonna jump up in the engine bay and start knocking out some of the other goodies. Actually, we might knock out the Super Pro roll center kit. We'll probably do that, to be honest, is knock out that Super Pro rear roll center kit guy that I got up there. All right, it's the next morning on this guy because I was helping Matt with this. We got the transmission out of this car last night, and dear Lord, let me tell you, those automatics are heavy as all hell. So, rear sway bar, all that stuff's in here. I did want to show you guys this old one. It is an aftermarket sway bar, but dude, like, look how worn those bushings are. That was giving so much room for the sway bar to be able to move around, and just, I have a feeling that was contributing to the squeaking noise we were hearing, so that's good. Next up, I want to swap in this new ABS module. I did take some time to kind of clean it up a little bit last night to make it look a little bit more decent, because I'm guessing it came from the Northeast, and there was just a lot of like corrosion buildup and rust on this. So I hit it with some Scotch-Brite, hit it with some Neverdol, cleaned it up a little bit. We're gonna get that guy swapped in. So to swap the ABS module, we're gonna come up here, unplug the electrical connector for it. Down here, there is one bolt that holds it into the side of the frame for the bracket. There's another one right there, and another one right there. So, oh, and then all of, obviously, the brake lines and whatnot. So it is going to make a mess. It is going to spill brake fluid everywhere, so I'm going to try to be quick with this to minimize how much I'm spilling literally everything everywhere. But there's a valve that's stuck closed in this, so it throws off the parking brake light and the ABS light in the car. So I just want to get it fixed, so... And then I'm going to have to take it down to Subaru once it's running and driving, have them hook up SSM4 to this to actuate the valves to be able to bleed all this properly. So sweet! Swap our ABS module out. I do want to watch this and monitor it just for a couple minutes just to make sure that it's not going to be leaking out of here, because this is kind of detrimental to us being able to... I just want to make sure no brake fluid's going to be leaking out of it, so give me like 10 minutes to watch this. If everything's solid, got new ABS. We're looking pretty good over here on the ABS pump. There are no leaks coming off of any of the lines, which is a good sign. It is plugged back in, so that should be fixed after it gets flashed with SSM and it actuates all the valves to bleed all of that. So sweet, that's out of the way. Next up, I'm going to clean some more of the stuff up here on top of the engine. This cooler, or the crossover tube, can go on for the breathers and whatnot. I also got a brand new engine harness in there. Actually, let me just open this. So like I was saying, I did get a brand new engine harness for this car. So we may toss that in also. I just want to start getting this engine bay reassembled a little bit more with all the little stuff. Some of the hoses we're replacing, all of that type of dealios, just to get this cleaned up a little bit more. So start running through the engine bay. Let me start cleaning up a lot of this stuff, getting some more like hoses, brackets, things of that nature on there. So that way, once we get the rest of our parts in this week, it's gonna be a quick breeze to get everything in here. I got a lot of hoses and whatnot kind of mocked up, figured out where they're going in here, replaced the ones that needed to be replaced. These TGV deletes, they are not staying. These are some old ones that I've had sitting around for like a year. These are just for mock-up, hence why not all the bolts are even in there for them. I have to find stock TGVs for this car, so that way I can actually have TGVs, because when I bought the Blob Eye, it didn't have TGVs at all. It had like DIY TGV deletes. So I have been scouring, trying to find a set for a decent price. Everybody wants crazy money for used TGVs now, so I'm gonna stay on the lookout. If any of you guys have any like decent deals on 04 STI TGVs, let me know so that way I can get them in this car, because I absolutely need them to get tuned. But I wanted to get these ones mocked up in here, hence why there's no fuel injectors, fuel rails, or anything like that in there right now, just so that way I can get the manifold set on here so we can start figuring out orientation for everything else. I would like to get the fuel pressure regulator put up here, get the throttle body put onto this manifold here, because this I think Cody sent this manifold over. I think it's from a 2017 plus STI. We're going to be using this one, so I'm going to get my throttle body put on here. I have the new map sensor we're going to be tossing on there as well. So we're just going to be taking off this Omni 4-bar and replacing it with this Cobb 4-bar. The Cobb ones are a little bit more reliable, and it's a different style of throttle body, or of map sensor. You guys will see. Let me get these swapped out. Let me get the throttle body put onto the intake manifold, then I'll show you the differences between this map sensor and this map sensor. Why is my brand new throttle body gasket ripped? Probably still sealed, but that's annoying. They're legit brand new. The old one still looks fairly serviceable, so I guess I'll use the one that's not cut in half. Pop open a fun Cobb one here. We got that guy, we got some zippy ties. We've got this guy. So this is the Cobb map sensor right here. You can see it's a different style than this Omni one is. These ones just tend to work a little bit better. From what I've seen, the Cobb is normally the way I go. It's pretty much the same one as an AEM. So I mean, I'm pretty sure it might say AEM on here. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same sensor as AEM, but these just work so much better. So I'll probably keep this in my spare parts bin. I'll never use it, but it doesn't hurt to keep it around, I guess. O-ring goes around that guy. Put a little bit of super lube on it. We got our map sensor on here, so that guy will just go down like that. Throttle body's on, new intake manifold. Let's toss this back on. We can start figuring out maybe engine harness stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of little random things that we got to figure out with this guy. Boy, there we go. Actually, it looks way better. Sweet. Wow. Yeah, getting that turbo inlet through there is definitely going to suck. Glad we're swapping out this power steering line. It's not fun. So I'm taking a break from the 04 STI to help Matt get this transmission, I should say, to get this transmission up and into the Legacy. Let me tell you, if you thought doing a 6-speed swap was heavy or hard, automatics are something else, I tell you. They're way more bulky than a 6-speed. Like there's one of the 5 EAT we took out. The other one that we're putting in is over there, and like I said, we have a 6-speed like right over there, and the 6-speed is like noticeably, it's the same length, but it's like way less girthy and way less heavy. It sucks. It's like we did all the drivetrain stuff on the WX, and we had to stop and do all the drivetrain stuff on the Legacy because they both had messed up transmissions. So just convenient that it all happened at the same time. So I'm gonna help Matt try to get this 5EAT back up into the Legacy. If it goes quick, we're gonna jump back on the 04. If not, we're gonna jump back on the 04 tomorrow, and that'll be the end of this video. Well, I can tell you guys that sucked. Matt, what are your thoughts? Did you have fun?
I feel a giant sigh of relief.
That sucked. These automatic transmissions are some beefy things to get like in and out of there. So his old stock 5 EAT is out. His built transmission is in. I'll link Matt's channel if any of you guys are automatic transmission or legacy lovers, or maybe you just like Matt's flowing hair in the wind.
Autos aren't my only
Matt loves.
This is the last automatic I'm fucking with. I will tell you that, my friend.
Yeah, he's going back. He's going to the dark side of manual transmissions. You should have just put a manual in this one. You got a perfectly good STI 6-speed over here. Yeah. Perfectly good. We can get another one. Hi, my friends. That's where I'm ending it on this one. The transmission in his car kind of wiped me. That shit, dude, it's no joke. The thing's so heavy. Trying to pick it up, put it down, maneuver it, doing, oh, dude. 10 out of 10, do not recommend, but that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you like the video, you know, do go and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, but with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.